Hi there and welcome to a brand new Plan With Me video. If you're new on this channel, my name is Sophie and today I will show you how to create a Christmas decoration theme in your bullet journal. Grab your bullet journal or snack and let's get started. And if you like the video, please consider subscribing. All materials I use are linked down below in the description. So, since this is the last month of 2021, I decided to go all out and create a super extra Christmas decoration theme. I love to decorate our home for Christmas, and the latest example of that is me buying a giant Christmas gnome for our living room. We also have a Christmas tree, figurines everywhere, and lights all over the place. I'm starting on the cover page, which is a wreath with different types of green twigs and branches. I also like to include some small berries in there and some ribbon where the letters for December are attached to. Just as I did last month, I'm doing a loose and a bit of a messy drawing style. I like to draw some lines multiple times, and overall I'm just taking it easy and not care too much about making everything perfect. After making the black outline for this illustration, I'm coloring everything in with my brush pens, and then I'm adding some finishing touches with some gold water paint. I do is cut the page to create a Dutch door, and then this spread is finished. Onto the opposite side of the spread, where I'm adding a quote we probably all know. Mariah is defrosting as we speak, and this song, even though we've heard it a million times, never gets old for me. On the side of the page I'm going to create another jumble of all kinds of Christmas branches and berries with a pine cone in the middle. Also, I'm going to make a lot of tabs and Dutch doors in this setup. So when we get to the last page, you're going to see these branches peeking through the page. Moving on to my next page, which is my monthly spread. Since the cover page is a Dutch door, I have less space to make a calendar, but I don't mind that for this month. I still have a lot of space to plan appointments, plans with family or friends, birthdays, and also my content. And on the bottom I'm adding some lettering. Also, maybe you have already noticed, but my videos are a bit shaky in this plan with me. Also, I lost some footage on the way, so I'm really going to improve that for next time. And for now, please bear with me as I'm walking you through everything. Now it's time to make my habit tracker. I'm actually using this one for the 5th month in a row, and so far it does the job and it is super simple to make. This spread is also one where I lost some footage when I made the star at the bottom, so I'm sorry about that. On the opposite side of the spread, I'm creating a wish list. First I cut a tab on the page and then I glue in a small envelope I pre-made for this video. Because I didn't like the back of the paper, I lined it with some craft paper. And the card I'm using to write my list on I kept from last year. I'm cutting the corners now and adding some lettering. And then for the finishing touches, I'm going to add some berries and twigs, and then this spread is also done. Super excited about it. It's an advent calendar, and in every box I'm going to write a memory from that day or glue in a tiny picture I took that day. For this idea I was inspired by Tina from Tina's Diary and Viv from Monday Morning Design. I cut 2 pieces of craft paper and then used a small paper knife to cut out the boxes. Please be careful when using a knife like that, they are super sharp and I almost cut myself. So be careful. So after that I glued in the craft paper. It was time to decorate the boxes. For that I used loose stamps, cutouts and stickers that I had laying around from last year. I got them mostly from Dutch shops. If you do not have access to these types of things, you can always draw tiny items like stars, gifts and decorations, or print some pictures. After I glued all the things in, I added the date numbers and another spread is finished. For December, I'm going back to using regular weekly spreads, and every week is a Dutch door with a tab on the side. On the top of the page, I'm going to make an illustration so you can see it for the whole of December. First step is cutting away a lot of paper for the tabs and the doors. Then I am grabbing my Fudenosuke brush pen to make a black outline of the illustration. I'm making some transparent Christmas ornaments with branches in them. And after doing all that, I'm going to color everything in with my brush pens and adding some gold accents with paint. As you can see, I'm pretty bad at drawing circles freehand with brush pen. So what I did to combat this was to redo some lines or add some extra that you give the illusion of a perfectly round Christmas ornament. And I hope that helps. Time to make the date numbers, for which I use, and the tabs I'm going to cover with washi tape, some craft paper and a green brush pen. I felt like this spread missed something, so I was able to add some extra ornaments with little stars, moons and circles, and I'm going to color them in with a light green and some gold paint. It was time to move on to the last spread of the setup. On the left page I am making a playlist with some of my favorite Christmas songs, and on the right side of the page I'm going to make a quote for the new year. It's a bit cheesy, but how do you end a year like this? So I'm just going for a simple idea. When I was making these last spreads, I was a bit tired of drawing all the berries and the leaves and coloring everything in with gold paint, but I really like how the effect turned out, and I think this is one of my favorite setups I've ever made so far. outside of this spread I'm going to make a small backdrop for the tabs I made in the previous spreads. I was inspired for this idea by Tina's diary, who did this in her November setup. I used an old book page to make this, and I really like the vintage and elegant effect of it. This is the final flip through of my December theme. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please leave your favorite December emoji down below in the comments and consider subscribing to my channel. My Instagram, TikTok and other accounts are also in the description if you want to take a closer look. I think that's it. I wish you a wonderful month. Goodbye! Thank you.